Hello.
There we go.
Welcome. We are here for Star Trek Pathos, Season 1, Episode 4. With me, I have several special guests. Please say hello.
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 Bye.
It's not over yet.
Right, and apologies for the delay. I had to put in the new streaming key because apparently they reset them. And yeah, we're here. We are here. So, hello Roomsbath. Hello CangoFango and hello Rogue. 6386 : yes. Right.
Just put Rogue.
So, people in chat, please let us know if the volumes are okay, if some people are too loud or too quiet. Please let me know so I can fix it.
For me, they're fine.
Good.
But I know. I'll
And
stream.
so now, would you like to introduce yourselves and your characters? Go from top to bottom. And hello,
Sure.
VGR. Welcome.
Hello, or Eliza.
Mhm.
Hello, yes.
We need
So-
to add a character sheet at some point.
Perhaps.
Yeah. So I am CangoFango. Yes. And I play Doviah Drenlich Twossock, the communications officer on the USS Pathos. Hello, everyone. Yes.
I am. Just tack that on there.
Yes.
I'm Dodrebur or Dodd. I play Captain Shiun of the USS Pathos. I'm a Vulcan, and so we have fun times.
Yes.
I am Rogue. I play Nero. I play the I play the greatest pilot in the world.
Which one?
Indeed.
Everyone.
Okay.
Right?
Hello, the infamous Trekker. I saw your comments and your things. Hello.
Hello.
I actually made it to the
Hello.
live thingy this time. Yes, congratulations. You will be archived on YouTube. No, not in a Cyberman way or in a Borg way, but well, technically it is kind of a... But no, it's fine. Right.
Sure.
Okay, so last episode we concluded the Casablanca experiment
Indeed,
Episode?
you did.
by
Yes.
some heroic actions on behalf of all of the players, really. The captain heroically transporting the volunteering Nero over to the somewhat exploding Pathos to then save the day and expertly pilot her out without sustaining any more breaches. Which is good, because any more breaches in the structure would have disabled the ship. And then you would have to have gotten the USS Casablanca, the daedalus rust bucket. You would have to pilot that in to then pull out the Pathos with a tractor beam.
That would have been
Which-
interesting.
It would have been interesting, but it might have meant the end of the series.
We just have to rename it.
We all know
just
the
have to
pilot. The
rename
pilot's
it.
perfect.
We just have to rename it to Star Trek Casablanca. Yeah.
Well, the rust bucket. We don't want what Nero called the rust bucket.
Join us next time for Star Trek: The Rust Bucket.
That,
Yes.
if we did do that, then you wouldn't be Starfleet officers. You would be maybe mercenaries or trainers or something like that. But that could be fun. Anyway,
Maybe it's a spin-off, but
maybe
we're
it's-
still in the Pathos.
Very different sort of campaign.
yes. It's actually the same color of my admin role in my server. My favorite color too. Yellow. Right, for me you're purple, and on stream you are blue. So that's interesting.
Over there, you're dark green.
I think it's like a teal for me.
Well,
Yeah, if
might be.
it's-
I've got it quite small on,
Yeah, if
on
you don't,
OBS,
yeah,
so
if
it
you
doesn't
don't
lag as
set
much.
your color, it's random everywhere.
Mhm.
People see it. Oh, hello, Willis.
Oh, are you here?
Yes.
Oh, that's so strange. On OBS, it shows the messages, but on the pop-out window... Oh, there they are. Yes, hello, Eliza. We took their rear ends out of there. Yes. The Adventures of the Garbage Cow Casablanca. Yes. Let's not get mad at the Klingons this time, though. Teal here. Hello, Willis. Hello. So, we ended that episode. We ended that episode on that note. Everybody being saved, except for the people who weren't saved, but everybody possible who was saved.
Yes.
And yes, quite a bit of time has passed since then in game, and I believe that Dodd has something for us.
All right. Captain's log, stardate 6215. With the survivors of the Casablanca experiment left to recover in a hospital ship, the USS Ptolemy, we resume our course to Argelius 2. There, our ship will be docked at the orbital repair station, and we shall finally meet our chief engineer, Mr. Maxwell Zaveru. Though not a member world or Federation-controlled station, there will be access to the full Argelian trading port, the planet's surface, and several public satellites while the USS Pathos is attended to. I suspect a brief period of shore leave should help alleviate any lingering tension from our last mission.
Okay, well done.
There we go then, yes.
Lovely as always.
Indeed.
Putting us right in the right mood.
Yes. I
Okay.
hear the beeping already.
Right, Kango says, and that's when you hit them. Yes.
To Willis' comment.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, we open on the bridge.
Who's going to get in trouble on shore leave indeed? Steve's not here to do it, so it'll have to be someone else.
Well, I'm sure Shiun
Yeah.
could get into a bit of trouble if she wanted to. She's got the reputation for it after all. So,
Yeah,
Oh.
unfortunately.
Willis says, uh-oh, who we gonna get in trouble on shore leave?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. So,
I can't get rusty.
on the bridge, everything is calm, but there are still some panels slightly charred from where the fires were. Nero, sitting at the helm. One moment. Thank you for the moment. Nero, sitting at the helm, you get a notification that you are going to arrive within the next 5 minutes. And Doviah, you get hailed by Argelius 2.
Right.
It is a visual message. So, the scene is set.
Sure.
Be there in 5 minutes. I let it take a life without mouth and then put it back in again.
Yep.
Sure. Okay, so what does the message say?
No, you're being hailed. They're sending
Yeah.
a message
So
to accept it to then
To me
get a-
or to the?
The ship is being hailed, and since you're at
Okay.
communications,
All right.
it is
Sure.
you
All right.
who-
Okay. I get it. Okay.
No,
Maybe
you
we-
receive a personal message
maybe
from
we
Argelius too.
Maybe we should have covered this in the first episode.
Okay. Captain, they're hitting us.
Nice accent. There must have been some character development between episodes.
Wow.
No, it's good. It's good.
Okay, I'm okay.
There you know, you're out.
Should I put it on screen?
Brave.
Yes,
Okay.
Okay,
Beep.
I'm breathing.
so as you put it on screen, you can see lady comes up. She's probably in her 30s. She's got the first thing that strikes you, figuratively speaking, is is that her hair
Yes.
is very extravagant. It is woven in almost like a beehive style almost. She's wearing a very sparkly dress, and behind her you can see what looks like a very foggy skyline of a city. It is day, and she greets you. She says, "USS Pathos, be welcome to our world. We hope that you enjoy what we offer on some shore leave."
Your welcome is appreciated.
If you require anything, I am sure that we can come to some agreement. Please do not hesitate to get in touch.
Your contact is noted.
Okay. Argelius 2 out. Communication ends. And Nero, you receive a set of navigation instructions to bring her into the orbital repair facility.
Okay.
Yeah, traditional yeoman rand.
Fine.
Yep.
Hairdo.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
as all of that happens,
Yes.
ship.
I will never understand how people put that much effort into their hair back then.
I don't know.
Granted,
I really.
from what I understand, once you did get your hair into a beehive, you just kind of left it that way for a very long time.
Yeah, that's
So,
what I heard as well. Although I do not have any personal experience with that. So, yes. As the ship is gently maneuvered in, docking clamps extend, the docking tube connects, all safety checks return good, everything is secure, and the engines are powered down as repairs are ordered and things are being sorted out. For that, I'm going to need Kango to make a roll. It is going to be I would say in this case, probably command plus presence or insight roll.
Alright.
And it is going to be a
Insight.
difficulty 0. This is going to just affect how quickly things progress. Yes, exactly. That's Yeoman Rand there. Who did appear in the motion picture. Fun fact. It's only fun if you like Star Trek facts, but who doesn't?
Right. Sure. Here we go. First roll of the stream. 1 success.
And because we've got rugged design as a talent, I'm going to let that also speed up repairs a little bit.
Nice.
Okay, so we've generated 1 momentum, which is fine.
yay.
Great.
And yes, basically, the question now is, who are you going to allow to go on shore leave? And who of the players wants to go on shore leave?
Probably. What would still be needed on the ship in this situation?
You can leave a skeleton crew on board.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So, right, as that happens, Joseph Westacre is going to stay behind on the ship to keep an eye on the repairs to make sure that no one messes up and that nothing bad happens. Right. Yes, Willis, the Mirror Universe uniforms, indeed. Especially since back then it was a little bit taboo even to show a belly button on TV. And so, yeah. But, anyway.
Oh,
And yes,
heavens,
we
okay.
have an abundance of skeletons.
Yes,
for
of
the
course.
record.
It's just
Oh,
that there
heaven,
happens to be just fleshy bits still attached to them. So, Captain, you get a notification that where is it? Oh, it's right there. I've got it in front of me. That a certain Maxwell Zaveru would like to meet with you, and he is requesting to come on board.
Permission granted.
Okay. Do you want to meet him by the airlock?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you're waiting by the airlock, people leaving the ship, you can see coming through the glass tube that connects with the station a man in maybe his late 20s. He's human. He looks like he's very proper. His uniform has no wrinkles or folds or whatever in it, but you do realize that his sleeves appear to be rolled up a little bit. As he comes on board, he salutes you and says, "Captain, thank you for permission. It is a pleasure to finally see my lady, although she's in a bit of a state, isn't she?"
Yes, there were some complications in our last mission.
Yes. So I gathered. Well, I suppose it's as good a task as any to get familiar with the ship. Can I get to work straight away?
Of course. Do let me know if anything is needed for your adjustment.
Thank you, I will. Also, if you go...
Also, the first officer will
Yeah.
be remaining on board
Alright.
if you need anything.
Yes. Yes, thank you. Also, if you go on board the station, keep an eye out for someone named Roland. He started a few fist fights while I was waiting there. Might be wise to steer clear of him. Just a friendly warning, sir.
Very well.
Okay. And he continues walking straight towards main engineering. He's got a suitcase with him as well. And you're not sure what's in there, personal belongings or maybe tools. Who knows? Right. Yes. Do they take euros here? Well, they might be valuable. Some ancient Earth coinage. You might be able to trade them for something. Can I mention the Pathos in my game? Sure, if you want to, but it's not going to be canon, unfortunately. But who knows? Maybe we'll be able to do a collab sometime. Who knows?
Yes, weave the
But you can
stories
do.
together.
Of course, you got to remember this game.
Right. So
Right.
I'm assuming that the captain is going onto the station.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
Doviah, how about you?
Just trying to think. Sure. Okay, sure. Also, what was his? How did the chief engineer's name? How was it spelled again? Oh, I wanted to make.
Yeah, of course.
She not again because wasn't mentioned.
There you
yes.
are, in in-game.
Thank you.
Well,
Okay. So, so you're going on board the station, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And Nero?
Yeah, need new books.
Yes. Okay. So,
Yeah, I need new books, so yeah.
yes. Thank you for acknowledging its existence. That is much appreciated. So,
Yes.
as you make your way onto the station, we cut to kind of a bar scene. Bar/restaurant. There are a few tables around with also the lighting is very colourful. Lots of blue and red lights illuminating the room. A little bit 60s style, futuristic chairs around the place, and a few lava lamps as well on some of the tables. People having all sorts of alien species around, mostly that have their skin painted a different color, and if you're lucky, they've got a few prosthetics glued to them. But anyway, yes, this is one of 4 main recreation rooms. There are a few tables of 3D chess where people are playing, and yes, it appears that there is on one wall there's been set up a table with lots of interesting looking objects on there, and there's someone there who appears to be a trader who is advertising his wares. Additionally, on the bar there appear to be quite a few very strange drinking glasses filled with all sorts of bubbling liquids. So,
And we're all coming into the bar.
I would say that, yes, as a first scene. If you want to go somewhere else, do something else, that's fine. But as a first scene, this is kind of
Sure.
where you enter.
That's fine.
Sure. Do we know what the trader wants in return for his wares?
Probably credits. Starfleet credits are probably valid. By the way, I'm going to give each of you the standard of 200 credits to spend if you want to do so.
Yay.
Alright.
So it's just if there's beneficial stuff to the mission, that we can spend them. So
No, this is your personal allocated credit. You don't earn money specifically,
Alright.
but you do have credits that are just given to you that you can spend on vacation. If you require more, then you can speak to the first officer or to the captain to requisition more if you want to.
Alright.
But
Sure. So what sorts of things does he have on the table? What sorts the trader?
a few of them look like pieces of junk. Some others look like little statues or little stone cups or mugs. Other objects look like crystals or basically a whole variety of curiosities.
Right. No Horgans though, right?
No,
Okay.
Riser hasn't been invented yet. Although
Oh, yeah.
technically, canonically, it's already there. But
Of course.
because in the prequel, but anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
Interesting. Well,
So, as he notices Doviah's apparent interest, he looks up to you and he's a little bit overweight. He waves you over and says, "Ah, my lady, please, come over and see my wares. I can see that you are a woman of great interests.
I'll
Please,
just
have a look.
Uh,
What would you enjoy? Would you perhaps enjoy some very fancy ancient drinking ware, eating ware? Or would you be interested in some crystals, perhaps?" He indicates over and to a little pillow that has a lot of little colourful crystals on them. Right.
Just looking around. What would you recommend?
Ah, I can see that you are a very competent trader and...
Not at all, really. I'm
No,
just
no,
interested.
please. Please, do not put yourself down. I can see that you have a trader's eye. Now, for someone as special as you, I might just have a special thing. I don't usually have this out in the open, because it might get stolen. But it is something of great worth. And he reaches down behind the table and pulls out a crystal sphere, about this big. It looks like a cloudy quartz that has the light, the way the light refracts inside, kind of gives it this almost metallic blue shimmer to it. But yes, it's a crystal sphere, and he holds it in his hand, and he says, "This is a very special artifact. It was discovered. It is, as you might have already guessed, an artifact of the Viuni. They sometimes pop up, very rare."
I had no idea, really.
Would any of the other players like to come over as well, noticing this interaction?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, so Nero comes over as well.
Right. It definitely looks interesting.
Yeah. What are you up to?
Just having a look. I will. I might come back later, but actually, does it have? Is there anything?
Can you see your future?
Does it have any powers like that?
Powers.
See your future?
Any special traits apart from its appearance?
It is a very rare object. You see, the builders of this artifact went extinct over 300 years ago. Their world, in fact, all of the planets in their system just vanished one day, and so their artifacts are very rare. However, they do sometimes pop up here and there,
Oh.
but no
How is a
real
planet
powers,
supposed to
no.
disappear?
Right, I see. Out of character. Have I ever heard of these people before, myself, as a character?
No.
No. Okay, so the whole thing
Right.
could just be made up.
Yes, the Viuni could be, but if you would like to make a... Does any of you have history as a focus, perhaps?
Yeah.
I do not.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
so,
What, focus? Hold on. Yep.
okay. So,
I have history. Ow.
yeah, so Nero, you remember reading about this, and what he's saying is true. The Viuni were a spacefaring species that existed about 300 years ago. Well, 300 to 400 years ago. Estimates vary. And long before humanity became an interstellar species, for some reason all the planets in their system just vanished.
Wait. I think I do actually remember something about the planet disappearing. Might be right. That's not bad reading.
So I glance over to Nero, and as like, is this true what he's saying, or like that? So
Directly speaking, a number of books in my quarters. That's quite a lot.
interesting.
Yeah, he's pretty
Very
much spot on.
interesting. Right. Right. I'm not saying I'll purchase it, but just to see how much would it be, this crystal?
Ah, well, that varies. That varies, my friend. It depends. Do you have objects of value you would like to trade in return? What currencies? I'm assuming Federation credits you are offering?
It would be that.
Of
if
course.
At all.
Lollipop.
Of course. Well, I suppose I could part with it for, shall we say, 400 credits?
Sorry, don't have that. Well, thank you anyway. It definitely looks very nice. I might come back later, although now I do have to go.
Well, if you change your mind, or if you would like to haggle a bit, please come back, and we can discuss this. Although, in the meantime, perhaps I can interest you in some of these other fascinating objects. Here, and he pulls out a little drawer, a set of cutlery. It is from Andoria. They are made out of the finest of rock. They were carved over 1,000 years ago. I would part with these for, shall we say, 30 credits each?
Sorry, they look nice. Really, they do. But it was definitely very interesting seeing these objects. But I should be going, really.
All right. Well, just come back if you change your mind.
I will do.
Okay.
I get up and I turn to the bar area, to the rest of the room.
Let's go get some drinks.
Okay.
I'll have a lollipop in my mouth.
So as you get drinks, what is Shiun doing?
I think Shiun would kind of try and find, see if there were any, like, unusual games or puzzles, like strategic stuff.
What's in the chest?
Hold on, I need to quickly make sure.
The most unusual game.
Okay.
Chess.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
there are quite a few 3D chess tables here, and a few other kind of strategic games that are quite underwhelming for a Vulcan. However, as you're exploring a bit more, you do find that there is a Paresis Squares tournament about to begin. It is a athletic game. It is an athletic game, but there is quite a lot of strategy in it as well, as the different players coordinate with each other through body language to try to beat the opposing team. And if you want to know how that's spelt, I'll just link you the page.
Thank you.
There you are.
This could be fun to look at.
Also, Mr. W said he can't make it to today's session,
okay.
so if you ever see this, okay, thanks for telling us.
Yes, thank you, Vijay, as well.
Yes, indeed.
A cross between a tribble and a sailot. Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay.
Well, do we just lose our first?
So does it eat grain then, or not?
Well, its fangs aren't really suited for that particular foodstuff. So,
Okay.
would you like to participate in the game of Parisi Squares? Or not really?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, so as you continue walking, you come upon a larger space where bigger objects are traded. It looks like a little bit of a marketplace. A sebble. A sebble, yes, indeed. Anyway, a bigger marketplace. The lighting here is a little bit dimmer steam being vented into the atmosphere for life support system, regulating the moisture in the atmosphere and things. So there's a little bit of a fog down here, not very intense, just a little bit. And there are lots of stalls, lots of different alien species selling all sorts of gadgets and items. There's one stall that appears to be selling what at first glance looks a little bit like Federation plasma inducers. But as you get close, he kind of glances over and sees you, a Federation captain, kind of going in his direction. And he immediately lets down the blinds over his stall. And yeah, there are quite a few objects here if you were interested in anything specific.
I guess if there are any like puzzles.
Okay. Right. Let's see. Give me a 1d4 roll, please.
1d4.
2. Okay. So, do you ask people, store owners, shoppers, if there is a stall offering something like this?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you come to... One of the individuals you ask is a man who... His skin is very smooth, almost plasticky in a way. And as you ask him about that, he's wearing kind of long, dark blue robes as well. And he's got kind of braided hair. And as you ask, he says, "How very interesting. I seem to recall someone offering just what you were seeking. Please follow me. The stall is over this way." Do you accompany him?
Yes.
Okay. He leads you over to kind of a section that's a little bit separated by piping and that sort of stuff. It's kind of through the structure of the station separated a little bit. It's still open, and you can see here there are a few more stalls that have it looks a little bit more mysterious in a way. Less busy, but more focused. There at the back is what looks like a big blanket set out on the floor that has a set of what looks like wooden boxes on it. And as he leads you over, the man says, "This is the stall I was remembering. They are exactly what you were looking for. Puzzle boxes. You may notice there is no stall owner, no one selling them. This is because these specific boxes, according to legend, always find their way to their destiny. Within each one, a piece of wisdom lies hidden. They will only allow themselves to be unlocked by the one who truly needs that wisdom. Please feel free to take one.
Interesting history.
Yes.
But sure.
I'm glad that the tree planet is available.
Yeah.
Yes, I noticed it afterwards.
Yeah, of course.
My phone interprets the as tree way too often.
That's strange. I noticed as well.
Yes.
So, do you want to take one of these mysterious boxes?
Yes.
Okay. Please make a note about that. Although I don't have to remind you about that.
Yes.
So, as you take it, he gives you a gratified smile and says, "Some have taken years to figure out the puzzle of the box, while others have solved it within minutes. It is truly up to the individual of how challenging it will be." Yeah?
Alright.
Okay. Right.
I got a special puzzle box.
So, what are the other two players doing? Nero has been drinking at the bar. It is...
No, he ain't.
No, he ain't. Didn't you say you were drinking?
No, he can't do. Nope.
Getting drinks.
I'm gonna go and find a bookstore.
Ah, a bookstore. Ha ha ha. Okay.
Bookaholic.
So, right. You're going to go find a bookstore. On your way, you happen across the captain, who is carrying around a wooden box, which you recognize is a Viuni artifact.
Well, here we go again.
As his own charities.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Cap.
Yes.
Playing around with what's it, Una. What did you say it was again?
Viuni.
Yeah.
I'll put it in game chat. Viuni like that.
In-game text.
Uni artifact
Yeah, okay.
puzzle box.
Yes.
Oh, have fun. I'm gonna find a bookstore.
Very well. I will have a pleasant experience.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well done. Okay, so as you continue to look for a bookstore, you don't find a bookstore per se, but you do find a stall that is offering historical tapes. So I don't mean like an actual tape like the TOS tapes, like the little cards they use to put in the computer and get information from, and basically quite big USB sticks essentially. And they've got different sections there, but most of it appears to be surprisingly fairy tales.
Ugh.
There are a few other exceptions which appear to be more documentation of certain things. Mostly about Argelius II. Mostly about Argelius II and the evolution of the justice system here. But yes, if you would like to pick up one of those, it's gonna be 5 credits.
What kind of fairy tales are we talking? Because fairy tales encompasses a lot of things.
Well, you'd need to buy one.
Wow, mystery. This is gonna be fun. Okay. Was it a justice system and what else?
Well, the ones about Argelius 2 appear to be about the evolution of the justice system here, and how it changed from a quite barbaric one to one based on love, and how that affected different groups of the population.
Okay, I'll take that one
Mm-hmm.
and 2 mystery fairy tales.
Okay, so that is going to be 15 credits.
Yeah.
I'll make a note of that.
I like also preview versions or demos of
Nope.
books where it's like 3 random sentences or something.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Just need to quickly make a note of it.
Sure.
Okay. Hold on. Sure, that's fine. Okay, so as that is happening, what is Doviah doing?
So what sort of locations are on this starbase?
Well, it is mostly a commercial thing. Most of the space, most of the internal space is dedicated to stalls and to giving merchants a place to sell their wares. There are, of course, also places where you can stay, where you can have a room. And the other parts are off limits, that are for staff, basically.
Alright, and rooms cost credits, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's in reference material. That's what the tapes look like in TOS. There you go. There's a picture. Right.
Alright.
So, do you just explore the station a little bit more?
Sure. Just a walk around.
Okay. As you explore a bit more, eventually, as you're looking out of a window into space, you feel someone tapping you on the shoulder. You turn around,
Yes.
and it is the merchant from before.
Yes?
He says, "Now, sorry to bother you again. I may have been a little bit overpriced with my price for this artifact. I would be willing to settle for perhaps 250 credits. Here, please, just, if you're not convinced of its quality, feel the texture. It is incredibly finely made.
I've seen it, it looks great, but
Do you
I
feel
really-
do you feel the texture as he's extending it towards you?
Okay.
You really want to have that?
Sure.
Secretly, this object will enchant anyone who touches
Yeah.
it, and you will feel compelled to acquire it,
Mm.
no matter the price.
Are you going to touch it?
Okay. Sure.
Okay.
This original series, it would have happened.
Oh, D&D.
Okay, so you touch it, and as you feel its surface, you can feel almost a very finely carved grid of diamond shapes on it, like only a millimeter across each one, that gives it a little bit of a rough but oddly smooth shape as well, texture as you feel it. And it really does appear to be of the highest quality.
Yes. I found you 200.
If you wanted to see if you could get the price lower, I would allow you to roll for it. It would be a competed roll.
More.
Sure.
It would be command plus presence against his.
Sure. I might as well.
Roll to haggle.
Oh, haggle time. Love it.
Yes.
God, that was haggle time.
That is not a trained skill. Two
Okay.
successes.
I'm going to purchase
Wow.
1 die with threat on this to surprise everyone.
Oh. What a great surprise.
Wow.
Okay.
Well,
So,
Okay.
as you talk with him about this, what price do you ask for?
Hmm. 150.
150? He says 150 credits. That is quite low, I'm afraid. But I can see that you are truly a lady who knows her trade negotiations. And seeing as I'm attempting to improve my relations with the Federation anyways, I thought, well, you have a deal. Thank you for your purchase.
Alright, thank you very much. Also, what is your name, if I could recommend you to some other people if I ever get a chance?
Oh, my name is Malar. It is quite a common name, though.
Any other things I can mention so that people know who it is?
I'm afraid not. Will you take your
Alright.
purchase now, or shall I have it sent to the ship?
You know, actually, out of character. I don't have a bag or something with me. I just, I couldn't have it anyway. I have to carry it in my hands, right?
You could just take it and then pop back to the ship to put it in your quarters if you want.
So I can go on the ship now.
Yeah, you can.
Yes.
Oh yeah, of course.
The
Okay,
ship-
sure.
yeah.
That's true. That's
This
true.
is
I thought, yeah, repairs.
The
is
repairs-
hanging
not
out.
that severely
Oh.
damaged.
Yeah.
It's not like the Capital Duck, where it had to be depressurized and everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God,
thought it
no.
was. something
No,
was-
it's not
Okay,
like that.
sure. I'll take it now.
I mean, we were traveling in it until we got here, and
You're
it was
right.
just fine.
Yeah, for some reason, yeah. Okay, sure. I take it, get it on the ship in my quarters, and then
Well-
return back onto the
Right.
station.
Okay. So, right. What are the players going to do now? Are there any further things that you would like to do on the station? You see some adverts of a theatre play that is going to happen down on the planet in a venue that is called the Theatre of the Ages.
So everyone sees this.
It's quite prevalent, the advertisement for this. Does anyone want to
Like-
go to that or not?
So when is it starting?
You've got enough time. Either do you want to go to it or not. Also, wait a minute. I've got a little bit more dramatic lighting. If I do it
right.
like this.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to go to it or not? That is my question. No. So,
To be or not.
Well, I did want to go to it, but
but now, with the dramatic lighting, you've changed your mind.
nah. I will. Yeah. How's anyone else feeling about it?
I deciding. I look at apparently a piece box and go, yep, we're going.
Sure.
Okay, you're going as well? Is Shiun interested at all in this, or is this something that she's not really
I
into?
don't think so.
Okay. Right. Are you going to go down to the planet for any other reason, or do you want to stay up here, Dodd?
What's the geography of the planet?
It is fairly Earth-like. M-class, of course. However, there are, because of the way that the weather patterns work on this planet, most of it is encased in a dense fog most of the time. But because of this seemingly drabness, the inhabitants here have a very light-hearted and jovial nature about them. Culturally they are fond of entertainment and both providing it as well as receiving it, and having basically what's the word I'm looking for? An escape to the almost perpetual fog that usually is everywhere else.
Well, our red shirt budget seems to be going very starting to be
yes,
used now.
Willis. There is actually a Doctor Who role-playing game which I've looked into, and it is great. I've never played it. I don't own it. I don't own a copy of it. But I'm not entirely opposed to a crossover. Anyway. So.
Oh no!
Anyway.
Losing red shirts now.
So do you wanna? So who's gonna? So I know you two are gonna go down to the surface. Is Shiun gonna go down as well, or does she want to stay on the station?
I think she stays on the station.
All right. So, as Doviah and Nero, see, I'm getting used to the names now, that we're quite a few sessions in.
Yes.
Go down to the planet's surface, you beam down, and it is, as advertised, quite foggy. It looks very European. The architecture is mostly grey stone bricks, cobbled streets, narrow alleyways, and a lot of fog. People, it is quite busy, people moving in and out, and a little bit eerie as well. As you are walking around trying to find the Theatre of the Ages, you eventually manage to locate it. It appears to be a seemingly medieval-looking structure. Earth medieval.
Oh damn!
Quite similarly, for some strange reason. Yes, there are people entering it. It's quite difficult to see all of it, because as you look up, the peak of it, you can kind of make out a little bit of a silhouette against the sun, against the star, the light from the local star, that is creating these god rays in the fog. But it does look a bit ominous. As you enter, there's a lobby, and inside the humidity has been artificially lowered. And it looks quite fancy. Carpets, chandeliers, and there's a desk where you can buy tickets. A ticket is going to cost you 3 credits.
Sure.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Okay. Right.
Yes.
Only it was that cheap to see a show in a theater.
As you enter the main chamber, it is laid out a little bit like an amphitheater, only it's not a crescent, a half circle. I mean, it's a full circle. So each row of seats each circle
that's one of the
lowered
ones,
down and smaller, descending down to a
Ooh.
central stage. 4 staircases going up to the entrance in each of the cardinal directions.
The energy stage. Oh.
There are quite a few people who enter, and at some point the lights dim and the show begins. The actors come on stage wearing all sorts of extravagant clothing, apparently looking very... Some of them look like medieval European noble clothing, so lots of big frilly collars and things like that.
I think we could Victoria London.
Few others come on, and their clothing looks more oriental, more silky as well. And as the play begins, it appears to be about 2 different powers, each equally as powerful as the other, vying to control a small island in a river between the borders. And there is tragedy about these heroes that give their lives for this island, which has attained a mostly symbolic importance. And as the wars continue and the generations pass, and it gets passed over to the next generation and the next and the next, the island itself, the name of the island, becomes a slang word for stupidity. And as this continues, both powers slowly lose interest in it, and so the war in the end becomes only an annual ritual where 2 warriors who are clad bearing swords in an age of gunpowder and firearms, as so much time has passed, they're wearing swords and armor, meet on the island and have a duel. Whichever one dies, then whichever one dies is heralded as a hero. Whichever one survives is titled as a fool. And this is an annual ritual that this war has become. And in the end, as this about 4-hour-long piece of theatre concludes, it concludes with the 2 leaders of both empires realizing what has happened, and they each then propose to give the island as a gift to the other, which then leads to more strife. And then an argument breaks out that no, it is the others who have fought more for it, and so they should accept this generous gift. No, the others, and back and forth until a new war starts for the ages. And so the vicious cycle continues about this one island in the middle of a river. And that is what the theatre piece is about.
Wow.
And after 4 hours, it concludes. And yes, you are free to leave at your leisure.
Well, that
Great.
was pointless.
What language was it in?
Well, your universal translators translated for you. And you saying that was pointless is kind of the point.
Yeah. So do we know what language it was
again.
in originally?
Probably the local language.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
I mean, like, it's shore leave. Nothing is supposed to have a point per se.
I
Except,
Other than
understand
entertainment.
it repeats itself.
And since
But
this
again,
live streamed
again, I
entertainment
understand
also
that.
the Twitch chat's entertainment, so things might actually happen.
Right.
Okay.
Also, I took notes on it, so I guess that's there.
Aha.
It's on the record.
Good. Great.
I understand history repeats itself. Yeah, and understand that, but I don't get the point why the guy who doesn't die gets called an
Oh yeah,
idiot.
that's weird logic.
It
but
is.
And
I'm sure.
the hero dies.
Mm-hmm.
I
It
kind of
is-
got
It
confused.
is on
about-
record
Yeah.
anyway for the stream.
It
so-
is a bit strange, I will admit.
Oh, you
So-
admit it.
Yeah, I freely admit it as well.
Ah.
So,
That-
Then again, there's all sorts of weird logic in history.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
I know history's a bit... In terms, I know history's weird anyway. But Nero's literally just like,
it's also the downside to having the synopsis of a story, which is obviously all we're
Mhm.
ever going to get in this situation. But you know, obviously there would be more details in the actual show that would
Of course.
explain how the ideas developed over time. But we get a 4-hour show in like 2 paragraphs, so
mhm.
you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, if you
Yeah.
want, I can
Maybe
write
like-
up a 300-page screenplay if you want, but that'll take a while.
And then we can all act it in the next stream.
I
Well,
think
the
Nero
next few
literally
pages.
just goes,
Well, I have to extend it a bit. Yes?
okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Nero just basically goes, okay, and just trying to analyze the history around it all.
Mm-hmm. What is Doviah's reaction?
Right. So, I haven't thought about this before, but perhaps this is actually the first play she's seen. Perhaps.
That's reasonable.
So I might have read up on some, but the first one I've seen. So yeah, I would have been fairly. Well, it would have been a new experience to even watch a play at all. And yeah, I would have been impressed by it probably.
Okay. Right. So, is it okay if we skip ahead a bit? Because it is going to take about, well, let's see. It's going to take at least 2 weeks to repair all the breaches.
It's a long time.
It is, but they were breaches in the hull, in the structure.
Yeah.
3 breaches in the structure with a scale of 4, and then sensors as well, 1 in there. It's gonna take a while,
So in other words,
but we can skip that.
that was a very good roll.
It would have taken quite a bit longer, but the ship has rugged design as a talent, and you are at quite a good repair station, so that's why it's taking a little less time than it normally would. Plus, you've got a very enthusiastic engineer. Okay, so let's skip ahead. Actually, I want to have a scene when Shiun comes back onto the ship, if that's okay.
Yep.
Okay, so after looking around the station and examining some more of the wares that are on sale there, which ranges all the way from textiles to exotic foods to even a stall that is advertising elixirs of love, which there you actually witnessed a little bit of a fight that broke out because one of the customers wanted its money back. Oh, you've got to go!
Yes.
Okay, yeah, well then, have a good night, the infamous trekker,
Indeed.
or
If
whatever time it
it's
is for
time
you.
zone.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yes, it was nice having you. Bye.
Right, so, yeah, a bit of a fight broke out because some of the customers weren't happy with the product, but the salesman refused to give them a refund, and so station security had to kind of step in, and it gets to the point where you decide to return home, get your puzzle box back to your quarters or wherever you want to put it. Maybe main deflector control, who knows? And
No.
Who knows what happened there?
yeah, so you
All roads lead back to main deflector control.
I am
course.
not going anywhere near that. The other game.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
so
seems to be the death.
as you come back on board. First thing you notice is there appear to be quite a few ensigns of the engineering department running around carrying data tablets and all sorts of other equipment, seemingly quite frantically. Do you want to engage any of them in conversation, or do you just want to head back to your quarters or wherever you're going?
I think she would stop one of them
Mhm.
just to see if everything's in order.
Right, so you stop a young lady, and she's a little bit out of breath. She's, "Sir, yes, no, everything is in order, sir. We are getting this job done on time. Oh, also, the new chief engineer wanted to speak with you in main engineering about some things. Sorry, I don't have time to stop really. If I'm excused."
Go on then.
Okay, and she gives you a nod, and she continues down the corridor. So where do you want to go?
Main engineering, I guess.
Okay. You head to main engineering. Let me see if I can find a picture to post. Just so you've got a... there we are. I'll post it in Discord as well, in reference material. Just so you get a visual of what main engineering looks like, kind of.
Oh, yes, of course.
Right? Yep.
And that's the warp core back there extending into the distance.
Oh,
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
have a look. Oh,
Nice.
it just looks like a room with just like panels on one side. Or
Well,
both sides of it.
that's only one side of the room. I'll give you more... Oh, that doesn't work like that. Hold on.
Okay, I'm over visual. What's it?
It's... I mean... Oh, there we go. That's a bit of a... that one. So I'll post it... One moment. There's one where you can see more angles of it. This is from the animated series, but it's the
Oh,
same
yeah.
design, kind of.
Alright.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is an animated series before Lower Decks. Some
And before TNG.
Yes, of course.
Cool.
So,
Yes.
yes,
Even
as
had
you...
its own triple episode.
It does! It does! Right, so as you come into main engineering, you can see that the dilithium crystal chambers, which are these cylinders that come out of the ground a little bit, that have a dome on top, about this big, the dome, which is the same thing that the Commodore was slumped over on the Casablanca when you discovered him.
Oh, yeah.
You can see that Maxwell is there, and he is seemingly striking it with a hammer.
That for the best.
Interesting.
He doesn't appear to have
Do you have a
noticed you
hammer?
entering.
Okay then. Chief engineer, you
What is...
requested my presence.
Oh, Captain! Yes. Yes, I have. Right. I have noticed a few issues around here. For example, these dilithium chambers. When the ship was attacked, some of those beams up there collapsed, fell down, they nearly struck one of the chambers. Now, I'm currently trying to test the structural integrity of them. It's the best time to do it when everything's powered down. You don't risk a warp core breach. Now, I would recommend, if you can authorize this, I would recommend moving some of those beams a little bit over that way to avoid anything falling on this. If that's something you can authorize. I'll have a report for you if you want to look over the details.
Very well. So long as in your engineering expertise, the movement of those beams will not compromise any structural integrity.
No.
I see no reason why not.
No, of course not, of course not. Oh, what you carrying there? If you don't mind me asking, sir.
Just a puzzle box I acquired on the station. Was it Viuni artifact?
I like puzzles. Did they have any more down there?
They did have several.
Very well.
Completely free.
And he kind of raises an eyebrow at that and says,
I was told it had to do with destiny. Whether or not that is true,
seems a bit suspicious to me.
that's why the decision was made.
It seems a bit suspicious to me, sir. But of course, I have full faith in your judgment. Oh, very well. Right, I better get back to this. And he starts shouting, you over there, and things, and, orders and things. Right. So.
Right, indeed.
Okay. Now.
Secretly, it's a puzzle box that opens the gates to hell.
Yep.
No.
Sounds good
of
to
course
me.
not.
Well,
So,
we shall see.
can we...
No, in the prequel movie, the puzzle box actually was originally wooden.
Oh,
But that's not important.
Okay.
Oh no. We'll go
Sure.
to hell.
So, does anyone want to have any further scenes, or can we skip ahead to when the ship is fully repaired and ready to go?
No.
At some point during that time, Shiun would probably try to solve the puzzle box.
Okay.
Probably go.
Hello. Welcome back.
hello.
You've missed the chief engineer
hi.
handling a hammer. Right. So,
It's a good old way to smash things.
Yes.
I think she would probably do it in a fairly open area with a window.
okay. There is a room on the neck of the ship that connects the engineering hull, the primary hull, with the saucer section. You know the neck? There's a window on the side of one of those, which is very rarely visited. It's quite cramped, but it is a little bit isolated as well, and you've got quite a good view of the underside of the saucer section on one side and the deflector dish beneath you if you look out.
All right.
Well, the infamous Trekker, I did say that maybe we could do something there if you wanted to play that character, if you got in touch over Discord, but you never got in touch over Discord, so... But if you wanted to join, if you did find the time, then we can talk about that. We can perhaps introduce another character, if you have the time and wanted to. Of course, I can't promise anything, since we've never actually had a conversation, so, yes. Notifications.
That's
Oh well.
unfortunate.
Well, if you're still interested, then please do get in touch. Anyway, right.
Right.
So, you play around with it a little bit, and there are hundreds of Okay, so the hundreds of patterns of wooden patterns, pieces that are kind of sticking out a little bit of the box. As you play with it, each one you can either slide or twist or push, creating all sorts of clicking noises inside as some sort of very complicated mechanism is being manipulated inside. There is no indicator whatsoever about what which button or element does, and so the only indication you have is where different noises are coming from inside and what kind of noises, but without any sort of information about what it looks like on the inside. It would take an extraordinary amount of time or luck to solve this, because there's just no feedback aside from the noises. Now, if you wanted to, you could try scanning it to get a little bit of insight as to how the inside of it looks.
Sure.
Sure?
Yeah.
Okay. You find a tricorder and go on. Give me an... Yeah, it might be cheating, but it might not be, who knows. Give me an engineering plus reason or insight check. I'm going to set the difficulty of this to 0.
As for whether or not it's cheating, I can't imagine anyone solving a puzzle where the only knowledge, the only way to gauge anything is by deciphering the exact meaning of clicks happening inside. That I don't know who could possibly do that. So a little information I think is fine.
Okay. So give the roll.
1.
1.
Right.
Okay. I'm letting you keep that momentum from before, because even though scenes are changing, there's not. We're outside of the normal pace of an episode, so. Mm-hmm. Right. Time to lose the captain into the puzzle. So you give it a scan, and the tricorder, the little display that you have, it kind of flickers a little bit, and it comes up with a set of very strange symbols on the little display.
Interesting. Anything familiar about these symbols at all?
Nope. You could try cross-referencing them with the ship's library if you wanted to.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Upon doing so, you discover that they are ancient Viennese script, and it vaguely translates to fate cannot be accelerated. So, do you want to do anything further? Do you want to get a hammer, maybe?
Hammers are good.
Hammer.
Or should we just skip ahead to when everything's finished and we can continue? Or when the ship's repaired and everything's done?
I mean, like, I can think of like little approaches I might try to do if I had the puzzle in my hands, but I don't think we need to go into that much detail.
I mean, on Saturday I would love to, but on here we are kind of limited in
Only
time.
half an hour left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll just say she establishes a methodology to try and identify where the hollow space is, what might actually open, and tries to like start identifying patterns in the sounds and see what's going on.
Okay, great. Right. So, can we now skip ahead, or do any of the other players want to do stuff before we skip ahead?
So we have gone back to the ship, correct? Or to the station.
It's up to you.
Yeah,
It's
so
up to you.
on the planet. On the planet.
I'm asking, in that period of time, in those like 1.5 to 2 weeks, is there anything that you would like to do that is important to mention, or that you would like to have a
Perhaps.
scene about, or
I don't know. On the planet, I might have another look around the village or town village where we watched the film. Oh no, not planet, the play. I mean the play,
Yes.
not film. On the play. So around the village. Was it a village or a town, or it wasn't city?
It was
settlement.
It was a city.
All right, yeah. So have another look around there. Maybe in the countryside, perhaps as well. Are there any caves on the planet? Any mountains?
Okay,
lakes?
you go exploring. Let's just say you go
basically
exploring
that.
in that.
Would I
Okay.
roll to see if I find anything of note, or just
No,
say,
no,
okay, I explored the
no.
planet, that's it?
You don't explore the entire planet, of
Yeah,
course. That
just-
would be ridiculous.
yeah.
But no, you have a look furthering your knowledge and understanding. As with any place that you go to as a tourist, if you spend a bit of time away from the tourist attractions and in the speaking with the people who are there, you gain a deeper appreciation for their culture that goes beyond the superficial things or obvious things that a tourist would be aware of.
Right, that's nice.
Go build a cabin. Great, then we can have a horror film. Thank you very much for providing the means to that. So, right. Nero, is there anything you would like to do?
Probably find out one of the fairy tales are.
So, hold on, I need to quickly open up a document
Time for horror
because
fairy
one moment.
tales.
I need to quickly open it up because I don't want to get this wrong. I have actually written stuff down because I guessed that your character might want to look for some books. Where is it? There we are. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Is it in this one?
It's time for the fairy tales, the true meaning.
One moment. I need to quickly find the correct thing.
I mean, perfect fairy tales are great.
Hold on. One moment. I need talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be with you
Right.
shortly.
Talking. So how's the weather been in space?
I actually read a variation, a modern variation on Cinderella fairy tale, where Cinderella and her mother were actually witches.
Yeah, I think I did hear about that one.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, she got like revenge on everyone at the ball, on like the third night of the ball. Instead of getting with the prince, she, like kills everyone.
Yeah.
All right.
Pretty fun.
So is
Yeah,
it?
because isn't...
Go
Hang
ahead.
on.
Got it.
So is it still set in? Is it still set in sort of medieval times, like roughly, or is it modern setting? All right, yeah. Right.
Okay.
Interesting. I've not heard
So the first of the two fairy tales that you look at is named it translates roughly to the Tales of the Waters, and it is about an ancient ship, a sailing ship, that is that is the captain of which is on the lookout for treasure, and he tries different things, and then he comes to a town, and the locals there talk about a sea monster named Tarimka.
Oh, maybe...
And as he hears about this, he hears that the monster supposedly has a treasure, but that should be careful because the prophecies of the monster always ring true. And so he sets out on the sea and does various things, and then eventually he finds Tarimka. The captain's name, by the way, is Walitha. And the monster says that the monster could give the treasure, but instead the monster is going to fulfill a wish. And so the captain wishes that he wishes for enough gold to pay for 6 generations of his family. Enough gold so that 6 generations of his family can live a moderately wealthy life. And so the monster says that he will grant that, but that something needs to be paid in return. And so the captain says that he would pay with his ship, because the ship was old and had lots of holes and damage in it. And so the sea monster agrees and promptly sinks the ship and kills the captain in the process. However, it did grant the wish, because on part of the ship's wreckage, in a storm, gets washed so much gold and coins and gems that it is brimming with it. And as fate would have it, this piece of driftwood now finds its way to an estuary where the captain's family are living. It is discovered by them and does indeed pay for the lives of 6 generations of the captain. The number of gems and gold pieces is specifically stated to be 1,566,533. And that is the gist of the first fairy tale. Okay, let's see. Okay, yes. See you later. Yes. Okay.
Sure.
So, do you like that fairy tale, Rogue?
Bye then. Yes.
Not bad.
It was very interesting.
Does it sound familiar?
Yeah. I think you've told multiple about sea captains and monsters and wishes.
Anyway, you can ponder that in the background if you wish. So...
Oh god, yeah, I'm finding it all night now. Damn you!
Okay.
I'm not gonna sleep for
Well,
damn ADHD.
maybe you can ask your brother. Maybe he has some insight. Right. So
He's saying 7 days.
after the time has elapsed, the repairs have been completed. I'm assuming Shiun gets in contact with with an admiral with Starfleet Command to get orders now that you've finished your orders that you have.
Yes.
Yes? Okay. You're quite a bit out, and so real-time communications with Starfleet Command are not possible. However, there isn't that big of a delay for non-real-time communications. You get information... Actually, I need to... One moment, I need to quickly look up my notes to make sure that I don't get this wrong, because if I do, then that's going to be not very good.
God, that guy's gonna bug me now. I'm gonna be literally thinking about the back of my head now for the last ages now.
Where is it? Ah, yes, of course. Of course. Right. So, you get orders. The orders are that since you are the only Federation ship within the sector, you are to help Agelius 2 in tracking down the attacking ship, identify it, and figure out why the attack happened, and basically who the attackers are, what they wanted. Because if you recall...
What attacking ship? I feel like I missed something.
No. In the captain's log of the previous episode, I'm not sure, actually, I'm not sure if you put it in the captain's log, but in the notes I sent you, said about stuff.
He was called there in an emergency repairs after assault by unknown vessels, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And your orders are to investigate...
I didn't include it in the logs because it wasn't relevant.
Relevant, exactly. Right, so there you've got a little bit of insight there, viewing audience.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Yes, y'all play as well.
Uh-huh. So those are your orders.
A little insight into the captain's log process.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
The exclusion part of the captain's log process specifically.
Oh.
Yes.
Intriguing.
I'm so glad the cast doesn't do those.
Because actually, behind the scenes, I usually send her about 40 pages of... No, it's no. So...
It has to be compressed down. I see.
Right, so those are your orders. Investigate that, figure out who the attackers are, what they want, and yes, basically. And you've been given you've been put in charge of this investigation, and so the Agelius 2 government is going to lend full cooperation. Additionally, they are going to send over one of their chief inspectors who is going to aid you in this endeavor. A man by the name of... Where is it?
Where is it?
Carver. A man by the name of Carver. Let me put that in in-game chat for you. Carver,
In-game
like that.
text. Oh, right.
So, like that.
Oh,
Carver.
yeah. Not what I thought it was at all.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Okay. So.
Yes, same.
Right. So, let's see. We've got 15 minutes left. Episode. So I think we should probably. Here's a question. I've got a question for you. Should we get started with this today, this session, or should we call the stream early this time and have this be a one stream episode? And so next week we get started with the bigger story, with the bigger story of what's going to happen. What do you think? Because
So
I
what?
prefer having like the self-contained. Like this is just the shore leave episode.
So will it be episode 3.5 then?
No, it'll be
Or-
it'll be its own episode.
All right, sure. Yeah. Or you could just end the stream and start back up, so it's a
Well,
separate thing.
We've got 14 minutes left, and in 14 minutes we're not going to be able to do much.
A short episode?
No.
We can
Yeah.
do one of the short treks if we really wanted to.
Only TOS.
Yeah, if you didn't know, that's a thing that
Yeah.
Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, CBS have done with that, because there's been a lot of criticism saying that the characters in Star Trek Discovery are hollow and underdeveloped and things, and so they decided to do a series of short treks, basically episodes that are between 5 and 15 minutes long, that focus on one of the characters through a mini adventure of their own, to
Yes.
basically say, oh look, no, they are characters, look here, character development, it's a story focusing only on them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something.
It's something, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, so what do you think, Rogue?
I don't mind.
What?
I'm all good. I don't mind whatever.
What do you think, chat?
Very
Probably. I'd say probably. Call it short.
I'm sure we can cause some chaos. Let's just start a bar fight.
Oh, actually.
Anyone
Oh, yeah.
in chat who's not also in the game want to chime in?
Oh, of course. I wasn't aware of the rules.
Yeah, because there's at least 3 of us in there.
Commercial break? Yeah, we'll have a
Oh.
week-long commercial break. Ugh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
commercial break.
But yeah,
Which would be
maybe it should be like a cliffhanger at the end, unless that's the cliffhanger.
Well, I mean, we could just sit here debating it for 12 minutes, and then, I mean, the choice would have been made for us.
Whatever you want.
Sure, I want that. I want to debate it for 12 minutes. Well, technically
I
closer.
mean, if anyone in chat has like a question about a character thing or something,
Mhm.
we have 12 minutes. We're here.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do a little Q&A.
A once-in-a-lifetime chance.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
It's very warm in here, if you couldn't tell.
Pros and cons. Pros and cons. Of what? Of whose character? Of the ship.
Or do you mean of the choice?
Of the stream, perhaps? Of the commercial break, perhaps? I don't know. Well, do you?
Commercial for a game called Pros and Cons
Hmm.
Oh,
uh,
right.
about professional con artists.
Ah, of course. How clever. Did you do the whatever it is after the last episode to find out if everyone
The
what?
reputation system. I
Reputation,
think.
you mean?
Oh, that.
I think that's
Oh,
what you
yeah,
mean.
the reputation. Yes,
Yeah.
we have.
Is
Oh, that's the
everyone's
question.
reps went up or down? Yeah.
Did they go up or down?
Should we do it right now? Just so the
Well-
audience.
Oh, yeah, we could do it for this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we could do.
Our reputation, surely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, let's do it. It is its own episode after all. That's a great
Oh
suggestion.
no! Here we go.
That is a great suggestion. Thank you
Does
very
mine
much.
go up?
Wait, where
I'm
did
not
I?
sure
Mine keep
if
going up.
anything will apply.
Hold on.
But-
Did I?
Did we follow Starfleet?
Wait,
protocol?
actually, I've got a question. Wait, what? Wait,
Uh-huh.
didn't I pin? I thought I pinned your. Eh? Didn't I?
Huh?
I thought I
I don't
pinned.
I don't know what you're talking about. If you used a complete sentence, maybe I would.
Oh yeah, that might help.
Hmm.
You wrote the. Oh, it is there. Yeah, a complete sentence in in-game chat where you
In-game
summarize the
Mhm.
reputation thing in your message. I pinned that.
Yeah.
For some reason I couldn't find that. I thought I clicked on it. Maybe I just didn't. I don't know. Wait, does it stay? Ah, okay, that's fine. Right. So. Okay. Let me just pull up the questions. I didn't think.
I've got them up.
Okay, good.
We do.
Oh god.
Imagine if you just lost all your rep due to
Charlie.
Oh
due to
no.
shore leave. Oh no!
No.
Oh no!
Oh,
Right.
well,
So
my rotation goes up a bit more and lose it. Oh no.
did your did your character execute Starfleet orders and follow Starfleet directives?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
suppose so.
technically your orders were to
We
get
were
the ship
to do
repaired
shore
and to
leave.
have
We did
shore
shore
leave.
leave.
Your orders were to get the ship repaired, pick up your chief engineer, and get some shore leave done, which you did all three of those.
We did.
Everything
So-
checks out.
Technically that counts. So please make note of how many of these positive influences count.
Because we're gonna have many,
Uh-huh.
definitely.
Did you keep the peace and prevent escalation and violence? No. There was a fight, but
We weren't
station
involved.
security got involved and they dealt with it. 3 red shirts went what is that?
AWOL.
Oh right. Alright, AWOL in the mysterious blue box.
Hmm.
I thought it was an abbreviation. Yeah, who knows?
It might be, but
Right. Did you
yeah.
help make positive first contact? Not really. Unless you can
No.
justify it otherwise.
Nah. Best not try.
An important scientific discovery? Not really.
The play? The crystal? The puzzle box? I don't know.
Triplet. Well, that's fan fiction. Yay, I made something that has fan fiction. Well, we made something that has fan fiction. Sorry. Right. Did you act directly to save lives?
First contact with the triplet. He was happily fed.
So, save lives, not really. Did you show mercy to an enemy there? Not really.
Nope.
Did your character act above and beyond the call of duty?
Yeah,
I
I
We
did
did
for
some
a 4.
real
no,
good
no,
shore leaving.
Yeah, I think I'll be pushing it a bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I did. I sat through a 4-hour confusing play. That's alright. That's right.
But it was voluntary. It was voluntary.
Yeah.
You chose to go there.
Okay. So no, that doesn't count, I'm
We
afraid.
even could have been very rude and walked out in the middle.
True.
Do
You
it all
could
the
have-
time.
you could have caused a diplomatic
Exactly.
incident if you
Idiot.
wanted to.
Yeah.
So, negatives. Did your character ignore or act against Starfleet orders or directives? Nope, I don't think so. Was someone you had responsibility for killed in the main canon of the show?
Nobody died as far as I know.
In the main canon of the show, Willis. In the main canon of in the main canon of the show.
You get told.
Did you initialize hostile actions? Not as far as I'm aware.
Unless behind the scenes, but we don't know about that. Yeah. Should blood food?
Did you betray Starfleet ideals? Well, I don't think so.
Well,
I certainly don't think so. Did you aid in or fail to prevent putting innocents in danger? Well, depends. Do you count not breaking up the bar fight before it started? Or the stall fight? I don't think so.
no. We weren't
Did you
involved
I
with
wasn't even
that.
there.
Yeah, did you negatively impact a first contact situation?
Since there was none,
I don't think so.
say
No, it
no.
wasn't one.
So you roll 1d20.
Yay.
You roll 1d20, and if that d20 is less than or equal to your reputation score,
It is less.
it is less, and that is a crit.
I know.
Well, you need to do it. You should do it over your character sheet
Oh,
to
yeah.
make it easier. But
Okay,
that counts
sure.
as 2 successes anyway. I'll count that. That counts as 2 successes.
Right, thank you.
Oh, the only roll I've done in the
Thank
whole
you.
of this episode. One
Oh, yeah.
interpretation.
And that's good. At least
dear.
one.
0! It didn't go full down.
Aww.
I have a very poor track record with reputation rolls.
Maybe it'll change now.
So,
I mean, now's as good a time as any to
will
change
it
that.
though?
Here we
Will
go.
it?
We'll see, hopefully.
Ah!
Yes, it will! It will!
Okay.
did.
Yes. The curse was lifted.
Yay!
Right.
Yes.
So.
Don't tell me we gotta do it live where I don't get high on.
Ah.
Oh.
No.
This is not how it usually goes, people.
Okay.
Yeah.
When?
It's usually me
When,
that gets the
Charlotte?
high ones.
So,
It varies.
And-
Since it's dice.
and because Westacre wasn't really in this episode, except for that one people staying on the ship, he doesn't get reputation, I'm afraid. So, since we don't have any negative influences, you gain what you rolled as a reputation. So it increases by 2 for Doviah and by 2 for Shiun. I almost said Dodrebur because it says that, but
Great.
there you are. Now you're only at, what is it, 9?
9.
Yeah, so you're only
Great.
at
Back
negative
to
1 from base.
9.
Yes.
I'm still 14.
Mine's 13.
Ooh.
Oh no.
Okay, well that worked out
Oh,
quite
no.
well. Does anyone have any ideas what to do for the next 3 minutes?
Yes. Do the credits reset? Or not?
Um,
Since it's for
After-
shore leave.
Is that what you say?
yeah, it would, yes. Yeah, unless you still have
Okay.
some stuff you want to buy on the station, in which case it
No,
would.
it's fine.
Okay,
No,
Back to the ship.
He's asking when's payday.
okay.
Uh,
Okay, so, yes. I think that went okay.
yes, I'm great.
It wasn't really as tense of an episode as the previous ones have been.
I mean, it shouldn't
But
all be tens.
I think it was fun. Roll credits, everyone hum the TOS theme song.
I'm not gonna try to sing with you because
It's
probably
not the
gonna end
right.
up being a mess with delay and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already got
We
copyright.
could do a test. We could do a test.
Copyright.
Well, it's technically it's my own reproduction of it, it's my own version. So that
Your own
doesn't
cover.
Yeah, it's my own cover of it. They can't do that. And if the
They can't
automation
do
if
that.
the automation does that, then I am going to fight that copyright strike, and
Vividly.
it would be illegal for them to win. So, there we are.
Right?
Okay, so
No, there's the link to it. Isn't it?
right, does anyone have
Oh, yeah, it is. The intro.
any comments on the session, how that went? Players, chat, viewers, YouTube archive viewers, if you're watching.
YouTube people.
I established that Shiun likes games and puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
I established that Doviah likes plays, or at least that play.
I
Or at
established
least
that
likes new things
Yes.
that
Yeah.
she's never done before.
I established that Doviah likes plays, or at least that play.
Well, I don't think
Yeah.
it's really changed mine.
Not no.
He's a history buff,
Mhm.
likes books, and he's a great pilot.
Mhm.
Did your character see
Well,
any
sure, I
plays
know.
beforehand?
Oh
Mine?
god, yeah, he's probably seen loads.
No. All right. I meant Backfire, Rogues.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
oh yeah. He's
Mhm.
yeah.
So, also, what do you think of the chief engineer? So far, at least.
He seems
He-
trustful.
Well, he doesn't say anything about Nero's handiwork, but hey.
He's self-motivated. We'll go with that.
Mhm. And I did actually make a full character sheet for this NPC. He's not going to be a player PC, because that usually doesn't work out that well. But I did give him the full fleshed out details that a player would have. So,
Unless the infamous tracker does come
Someone
on,
likes to
perhaps.
cheat at puzzles.
I don't know. Yeah, someone.
well, you could say that Shiun
I am
likes fair
definitely-
puzzles.
Yeah. If I have to bang my head against a wall over a puzzle for more than like a few hours, making no progress or understanding at all, I'll just either look up a vague explanation or just give up on it, put it on a shelf somewhere.
Put it up on a shelf to impress visitors.
Yes.
Do you want to solve the puzzle?
It's like, oh yes, I solved it within the first 5 minutes. Do you want to give it a go? Right. So, I think that went well.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what I come up with for the thumbnail. Anyway,
Maybe you'll put the planet on there.
maybe, but then I'd have to make the 3D model of it
Sphere.
and figure out how to do the atmospheric refraction in Blender. And,
Maybe it doesn't
Unless
have to
I
be that
do-
complicated, perhaps. Yeah, I think if it's that small of a thing, then
Yeah, well, we'll
they
see.
might not know.
We'll see.
Might see.
Right, so with that, this stream will be archived on YouTube as is the
As per norm.
as is the
As
tradition.
per usual.
And
Yeah.
hey, this was our first single episode.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only one.
Yes. Well, at least the only one in season 1. We might have another one in season 2 if we're lucky.
So when does season 2 actually start? Is it on the 10th episode? Or
Well,
By what
I think
episode?
traditionally it was like 13 episodes per season.
13?
I think.
So, actually one moment. I'll look it up.
Ew.
Actually, no, it's 29.
20? Will we do that as well?
Oh.
Well, yeah, we'll get to it in about 2024 or something like that.
Really? So we'll actually do 29 episodes per season.
No, well, probably it depends. The thing is, because I really do enjoy these completely isolated episodes because it's such a difference to how the Saturday game is going.
Yes?
But on the other hand, I do really feel that itch to put in a more overarching
Plot.
plot, or at least an overarching story, that it doesn't have to take the foreground like it does with a lot of the Saturday stuff, but it's just a thread going through the multiple episodes. If we do that, then maybe when that overarching plot thread is, I guess, tied up, would be the best continuation of that metaphor.
I believe that's called serial sodic.
Yes, I think so. Yeah, but not to that extent. I don't want it to be that
large of a thing.
What's the thing I'm looking for? The word. I don't want it to be that. I don't want to take that big of a. I don't want to take center stage. I don't want it to take center stage. I want the episodes to remain focused around a. For historical purposes, each part of a multi-part episode was considered an episode. Yes, that is correct. For example, Best of Both Worlds Part 1 and Part 2 are two different episodes, which incidentally, that was a two-part of TNG. The season finale, and they wrote the first part of the two-parter, and it's a great episode, and then they didn't bother writing the second half to be together as one thing. They just wrote the first half as an episode, ending on a cliffhanger, and then there was a break, and then they after that came up with what the second part should be to resolve the episode, which is why the second part of Best of Both Worlds, if you watch it, has a slightly different, quite different tone to it. If you don't pay attention to it, it just feels like one episode. But if you do pay attention to it, there are some things that are a bit different. But that's because that's how it was written. Anyway.
We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
We'll figure it out.
We'll come up with something, and then they did come up with something.
And so you meant the overarching plot is in the wings, not in the center.
Just like. We'll figure it out. The point of me saying that was that's another way of doing it. If we don't separate seasons by episode count, we can do it by that.
That is true.
But that all depends on how much I want to lean into that, how much we want to lean into that.
And since that plot hasn't started yet, so that would take quite a while probably.
Well, that's a good point, Willis. That's a good point, Willis. Because if we... But the thing is, the parts of the episodes of the streams, it's not really a... Although, I suppose... Yeah. It would be good. It would actually be 10. 10.
Maybe 10
this would be
session
10.
0 wasn't an episode. So it would be the 10th episode. Even though in the playlist it would be the 11th.
By the way, did you notice the thumbnail of the Casablanca Experiment Part 3? Where I applied weathering to
yes.
the Pathos. Did you see that?
I saw it.
Nope.
I can quickly upload it, one moment.
Sure. The orthographic view.
Well, I'm going to say no Saturday game, because I'm not looking forward to a few of the upcoming sessions.
Well,
hold on, one moment. Don't worry about it. You don't know that yet. There you go. I'll link it for the people who are watching.
What?
It's fine. So there's the link to the thumbnail in its original resolution.
Right.
Do you like the weathering?
I feel good.
Yes, I recognize the brush.
I actually noticed.
I've used it
Not
myself.
as,
That is so, Dodd. Out of character, that is not a continuity error. Dun dun dun.
Uh-oh.
Right. Anyway, I may have already started.
That might one day mean something.
I may have already started with the overarching plot thing. Don't worry about it.
Oh no.
It looks like it's come
Where's
loose.
Fire Warden? I thought Fire Warden now. Give me Fire Warden. We're in trouble.
Okay, so I think we can call it a stream
Fire
there.
Warden.
Yeah, this top of Warp Mesa looks like it has come loose. Well, actually, they're both at the same angle because the actual model is mirrored. The base model, not the windows, but the actual 3D model of the main bulk of the ship is mirrored on both sides. It just
So-
looks a little bit odd because it is an orthographic image, maybe. That messes with the perspective
Yeah.
a bit. Right,
Mhm.
so with that, good night, everybody.
Yes.
Uh,
Indeed.
Bye.
It was very nice.
Bye.
Yes. Bye.
Gonna wait for a few seconds for people in the stream to
Yeah.
catch up.
Same message. Bye.
Mhm.
Good.
Nice color gradient.
Ugh.